Legend of Total War here, and today we're playing a new campaign series for Medieval 2 Total War. So this will be a role-playing campaign, playing as the Papal States, which is not a playable faction. It's not even supposed to be, well, not supposed to be a playable faction. So I've had to go into strat file, actually taking it out of the unplayable section and put it into the playable section. So not every mechanic works properly as the Papal States. We don't really have full control over crusades or anything like that. And victory conditions are sort of ridiculous, like hold 100 regions, which doesn't really matter. But we're just going to go and have some fun. So, like I said, it's a role-playing campaign, so I'm going to be role-playing as the Pope for each generation. Very similar to how we did things with the England campaign. So I play as my faction leader. When he dies, we move on to the next episode sort of thing. And the episodes will be structured around the popes rather than the faction itself. I won't be able to fight any battles manually unless the Pope is actually present on the battlefield, which makes holding large empires very difficult because you can only be in one place at a time. Also, having lots of enemies makes things difficult because you can only fight one person at a time, basically. Anyway, can still auto-resolve the other fights, but that's nowhere near as efficient. Another thing is that we have to sort of behave somewhat like the Pope. I can go ahead and claim territories. I can't attack any faction that is not excommunicated. So, as an example, Catholic factions who aren't excommunicated, if I declare war on them, they immediately become excommunicated. Any Catholic faction that's at war with the Pope is just automatically excommunicated, regardless of whether the Pope started the fight or not. So I won't be able to start any fights with Catholic factions. I can start fights with Muslim factions, but, you know, we have to behave somewhat in a role-play sense. I can't just be like, it's not a blitz campaign, not a like, I'm going to conquer the world as fast as I can. So I'll try and stick within certain papal behaviors. But that being said, we are going to, expand. I'll be able to capture rebel settlements without any restrictions, so should be able to take Florence straight off the bat, and we'll see how we go from there. And like I said, if for example the Holy Roman Empire was to declare war on me, I can go and take Bologna because they'll be excommunicated. But if a Catholic faction asks for peace and doesn't ask for any of their settlements back or any money, then I have to accept. And of course, I have to behave relative to how the faction leader's traits are. So, for example, if he's particularly dreadful, then sackings, executions, mass executions, that kind of thing, that's the way it's going to go. If he's chivalrous, you get the opposite. You've got to release Catholic factions, captives and things like that. Anyway, let's just jump in here and have some fun.
Byzantium stands on
Okay, that's for Byzantium, so that's... Like I said, this was never intended to be played as the Papal States. Another thing, I've also modified one more thing in the strat file. I've increased the time scale, or I should say decreased it. So normal vanilla is 2 years for every turn, and I've reduced that down to 2 turns per year. That's not going to change the rate at which characters age. The only thing it changes is how many turns there are, but also changes, I suppose, when the events start occurring. So, for example, gunpowder doesn't trigger at a certain turn number, it triggers at a certain date. Same with the Mongol invasion. So those will happen much later down the road in terms of turns, but still at the same date. So the Mongols should be showing up around 1250, which will be several hundred turns into the campaign. Now the reason for that is because this is going to be a slow-paced campaign. I did notice that with the England campaign, I was really pressed for time to try and conquer the entire map within the time given. And I don't want to feel that pressure of, oh my god, I'm running out of time, I better quickly conquer the map. So we just want to take it slow and role play as much as possible. There's going to be many turns in which we're basically just burning through turns just because nothing is going on. And so we just want a bit more time to play the game. Otherwise it's going to be a very short campaign. Very short and shallow campaign, it's not what I want. Alright, so the first thing we do, like I said, is go after Florence because it's a rebel region.
March!
Send all of our forces over there to go and capture it.
Forces, my lord, my lord. Bringing our troops together.
Also, next thing we'll do is construct. If we can, let's try and take these island settlements as well. We could really use a castle. Like all the settlements in Italy are cities, not castles. Okay, is there anything else we need? Could recruit some more troops, get another priest, and let's increase the tax rates. So we're only making 460 a turn at the moment, so we really need to get some more assets.
An order?
Also, let's send you down to Sicily and get a trade agreement. Let's move on. This guy's good. I'll take that. So I don't know how this is how it's supposed to be pronounced. Like, it's either a Yakio, a Jatio. I don't know. I'm gonna pronounce it. I've always pronounced it a Jatio, but I come from an English-speaking background, so J is always pronounced hard. But then again, it's probably a Yachio or a Yakio. So a Yachio sounds better. I don't know. Fuck me.
Orders?
So what was the mission again? Too busy. It's reward with some of the best units. Alright, cool. Fucking.
Your will.
We'll have the port ready soon. I mean, we could hire mercenaries, but money's a bit tight.
Yes, my lord. This is where we shall meet the enemy.
No, don't hire any mercenaries here.
Is it time to take the walls, my
We've
lord?
got a sufficient number of troops, and like I said, money's tight. Now, with this guy here, he's going to help the growth of Rome by a considerable amount. In addition to that, how much is he increasing income? Not enough, actually, to pay for himself, but still, he'll grow the settlement, and that'll be worth it. Let's move on.
Orders?
Let's do this.
Yes! Closing for battle! Men, bring out people honor! Glory!
It might be a little bit loud. Part of the problem with also doing these roleplay campaigns is that, you know, I stipulate certain rules and restrictions, and then people be like, oh, you know what you should do? You should do this as well. I'm just like, dude, by the time I've even released episode 1, the campaign's recorded, alright? So, you know, if you've got any suggestions, here's what you do, okay? You write it down on a piece of paper, okay? Then you type it down on the internet, and then you just press Ctrl-Alt-Delete. And Alt F4, okay? Because basically, I don't want to hear it. Alright, so let's get these things going. If it's one thing I absolutely can't stand, it's backseat viewers. Viewers are like, Legend, you should do this, and you should do that, you should do this, and you should do that. No, just stop. Just stop. Because I've already said, I'm not, just, look, people send me emails all the time, with suggestions, and I got to the point where I'm just not even responding to them anymore. Like, I've said it so many times. Still keeps happening. And of course then people say, well, stop mentioning it in your videos. It's like, look, I'm just, you know, doing people a favour by actually mentioning, look, if you send me those emails, I'm not even going to read them. Like, some people have sent me like this huge block information with suggestions in it, and as soon as I start reading, this is a suggestion, I just close the email. I don't have time for it. Anyway. Let's kill us some Italian rebels. But that being said, I do hope you guys enjoy this campaign. I am doing it, you know, because I think you'll enjoy it. I don't particularly care about playing as the Papal States, but see how we go. Hopefully I have fun. As many of you guys know, I'm not a big fan of the Pope. Of any of the popes. I usually make it my mission to get rid of the papacy, regardless of which faction, Catholic or otherwise, that I play. Yes.
Only half the enemy force remains.
No. Get back on that high ground there. That was a good spot. So another thing is that, generally speaking, the Pope doesn't get into combat. He has to command the battle. Well, he doesn't have to command the battle. He just has to be there. But doesn't get in. The Pope's usually not a warrior. Alright, with them gone, let's get started over here.
We are blessed. The enemy general is dead. We have sent the idiot to hell.
So what's left? Peasant crossbowmen. Okay. Well, cavalry are good at dealing with missile units, so maybe you'll send them in.
The battering ram is in place. It will not be long before our enemy's defenses fall. Our men have done well. The gates have fallen.
Okay, they're getting shot by our crossbows. Our crossbows are much better than their crossbows, so let's see what we can do. Okay. Well, they didn't come any closer.
Our soldiers have proved their worth today. The enemy's walls belong to us
Okay,
now.
if you're gonna go charging in there, you guys need to stop firing. You'll do more damage to our cavalry than them.
The enemy flees. This
Good,
is
right before they had a
clear
chance to shoot.
victory that goes.
So, regions that are majority Catholic, we can't sack them. We have to occupy. It wouldn't make sense for the Pope to sack a settlement like that.
We march through your enemy's
And of course it's majority Catholic. But I should probably check before going into battle. So Pope Gregory has terrible stats. But that's okay. So what I might want to do actually is convert to a maybe wooden castle. Yeah, just go straight to castle with this. Because otherwise, if we don't have any castles, we can't recruit some of our best units. Could always convert it later down the track if I don't want that.
Your orders, noble one.
Alright, just leave behind a unit of these Italian militia. Let's get back to here and hire a boat. Shouldn't need 2 boats. What if you go and govern this settlement here? Kind of want him at Rome though, because he's really helping with the population growth. That's important. What else do we need? We've only got a little bit of money. So how is the actual income? Yep, so the small increase there makes a bit of a difference. I wonder if we should increase... Oh, we've got no public order. So yeah, we kind of need a public order. As much as, you know, the farming income would be nice as well, but it's not heaps.
Your orders.
Could just hire a boat, but we're out of movement anyway, so it's fine. Alright, moving on. Yeah, you better run.
Your orders? Yes. Your orders, noble one. Moving at once, noble lord. Bless you, lord. Back on dry land. Your orders, noble one.
Alright, so we're going to want to send a pope there
Your orders,
before anyone else. How much authority does he have? 3. Okay. Send the pope and his cavalry.
Yes.
Because if we stay here for over the Entine, there's always a possibility that Milan might besiege the settlement. So I just need to sort of lock this in place.
We will orders.
If you're standing right next to him, I don't think you can defect.
Yes.
One
Full sail.
ram should be enough. So we've got a bit of a castle here. Public order will now be fine for it. Suppose getting the roads will be good. But we need population growth, so go with Lancliffe. We don't desperately need the small chapel right now. Because the amount of trade that comes between these two settlements will be next to nothing, so it's not that important building roads right now. Okay, how much free upkeep do we get here? 4 units. So recruiting these will have no upkeep costs. Ah, right. I do tend to forget about diplomacy.
Is there something I can do for you?
Okay, it's considered generous, so let's actually try and get some money out of him. Maybe about 500.
We accept this proposal
fine.
only. And you
How about
have
map for
further
map?
proposals? I guess we can.
Cool.
This concludes our meeting. Yes?
Probably want to avoid getting alliances.
Today's journey ends.
Don't want to necessarily take sides with Anyway, Alliance is totally worthless anyway. Allies never back you up. People backstab you all the time. We'll see how we go. I mean, if they offer an alliance, maybe.
We come bearing word for you.
Alright, I'll offer the same deal I did to Sicily, 500.
This
Cool. How about map
suggestion
from that?
from your leader for us? No.
I'm not giving you any money. I don't need map information. I kind of know where you start off with. What happened there?
We will not surrender these.
Yes! Combining forces, my lord.
You
We wouldn't be able to defeat that with one ship.
Do something about it.
Okay. Let's do this.
With God's blessing and yours, we march to battle. We shall
Should be more or less the
victory
same
in
as the
God's
previous
name,
fight.
men. To battle!
So in terms of how the episode number structure is going to be, last time it was just like new episode would be, you know, increase the number of episodes. But with this, so for example, if Gregory, this guy here, lives towards the next episode, this episode would be episode 1, the next episode will be 1.2. If he lives to the third episode, 1.3, so on and so forth, until the successor Pope shows up. Then he becomes episode 2. That way you guys will easily be able to distinguish between each papal elections. It's funny though that was actually a suggestion someone made during a campaign. Well, it was different though. It was like it wasn't telling me how to play the game. It was a suggestion on how I could probably organize my episodes better, which I'm not. It's more like feedback. I'm for feedback. Like when you guys say, I hate the bird noises, you know, as much as I can't do anything about that most of the time, that's fine. I don't mind feedback. I don't get angry at people for saying why they like or why they don't like an episode. That's fine. But if people say, on the other hand, it's like, hey Legend, you should go attack this person because reason A, B, C, whatever, that's like, no, I'm playing the game, you're watching. Sit down, shut up. Hope I made myself clear in that regard. Feedback welcome, suggestions not. In fact, my episodes, my videos have largely become better quality over the years because of feedback. You know, people saying, oh, I like the hour-and-a-half long episodes as opposed to 30-minute long episodes. Well, that's why we're doing this now. Hey, 60 FPS would be nice. Well, there you go, 60 FPS. Could you try not to be a cunt? No, sorry, that's gonna stay. So yeah, these kind of towns here are my favourite to deal with because you just shoot over the fence. I do like an enemy that just doesn't fight back. Reminds me of Warhammer Sieges, this, which are actually terrible. They just sit there, I can't do anything. This house being in the way is a bit of a pain, because I think it's blocking a lot of our shots. I think these guys are having to shoot over it. And in Medieval 2, the angle at which you shoot at makes a big difference. Yeah, see, look how much more they're killing. It makes a big difference on how much damage the shots do.
The enemy are badly blooded. They have lost half their men. Praise to our Lord. Our men have slain the enemy general. Now his men will lose heart.
We should put them on guard mode to stop them from doing that. Okay, they're firing back at me. It's not what we want. So these units here have long range, so we shouldn't have to worry about that too much. Okay, that's good. Still, these 2 sergeant spearmen there. I think we can finish them off. And what's left over here? Just a handful of peasant archers. Alright, you go knock down the gate. No towers active here now. They're not able to get him.
Our men have reached the gate with the battering ram.
Ah, right. Peasant archers over here. That's okay. This will be down soon. This tower's active.
Our men have done well. The gates have fallen. Our soldiers have proved their worth today. The enemy's walls belong to us now.
Damn it! I wanted to try and get in there before the archers are in the town square. So obviously you can break them.
It is unwise to praise the day before sunset, but my lord, our men are in command. Praise the Almighty. This is a clear victory.
Didn't go as well as the previous one, but still went well.
A most honorable victory, my
It
noble
would be
lord.
majority
Our
Catholic, wouldn't
courage
it? Yep.
has prevailed.
Again,
These
forgot to
lands
check.
are yours, my lord.
Now, since we've got a castle here, it might actually be in our best interest to convert this to a large town. But we have to take it up to a castle first if we want to do that. Sort of like it's a way to skip having to need the population. So yeah, go straight to that. So what do we get? 4 units of Papal Guards, which are excellent infantry. I'm pretty sure they're actually unbreakable. Let's quickly get down to Cagliari before
Your orders, noble one.
before the Sicilians get there.
Orders. Yes,
We need to leave someone behind.
Your Majesty. Move out.
Your orders, noble one. Moving at once, noble lord. Bless you, lord. Back on dry land. Your orders. Your orders?
Well, he's got to make sure he's on dry land, because if he gets hit by rebels, you know, goodbye, Pope. Another thing is that our faction technically can't be killed, I don't think. Once he dies, a papal election happens, you know. And even if we lost all of our settlements, we'd still always have a pope. So we cannot lose the campaign, technically. Alright, so now what do we need? Well, finances are really tight. Of course, gaining these units here probably reduced our income by about 1,000. But that's okay. I'm going to go with this. We've got good upkeep, public order for the time being. Let's increase our farming. Alright, let's move on. Take the rebel settlement for more
Your orders, noble one.
more troops, huh?
Yes.
And the Sicilians haven't arrived yet. This is a wooden castle,
We will engage them honorably,
so
my lord.
not really my favourite to
Without
attack, but
question, we
should
shall
be fine.
begin. Yes,
Let's even get to Tunis as well.
Full sails. Yes, my lord.
What may this
Alright, so we'll
Fräulein
chat
do
with
for you,
Agnes.
mein guter Noble?
How about some money?
I see Nori, very good. What else do you have to suggest?
Forget
It
it.
was all my pleasure. Guten Tag.
Naturally.
Then we need an agreement with
Today's journey ends.
Venice. Okay, so we're making roughly about 600 a turn at the moment. Okay, how about we send one of these priests over to Florence? Gee, you're really good. Look at all that chivalry. We're going to be a large city before too long. Anyway, more population means more tax income. But part of the problem with chivalry, though, is if the settlement grows too quickly, public order gets out of control.
Your orders, noble one.
Nothing else to do. Oh, hang on, over here. Well, we've got availability of mailed knights. It doesn't say how much it increases trade by. 72, we'll see how much it goes up by. It won't be much. But I always found it weird. It's not a lot of people, but people would often say, how come he never builds roads? And it's like episode 1. I'm just like, well, because roads don't make a whole lot of money. Yeah, look at that, 1 extra coin. So, you know, it really didn't do anything at all. Would have been much better off with communal farming. Luckily we still had enough money to do that. Don't have enough money for this. No, go with that, that'll be converted over.
Your orders, noble one. God will be with us, men. To battle! God will help the faithful prevail. We attack!
So yeah, we'll convert both of these island cities, island provinces, to cities. And how should we do this? Okay, I'm going to send these guys over here. And these guys over here. And attack whichever's not very well defended. So over here is not well defended. Because I really want to try and keep our casualties at a minimum. We don't have a great pool of recruitment at the moment, so let's not lose many troops. And these settlements right now are not particularly valuable, so wasting a lot of troops would be a bit of a waste. That being said, if we were to disband or get our mailed knights killed, it would reduce our upkeep.
The ladders are now in place. Walls are no match for valor.
But our strength
Force of
ranking is
arms.
important, so we need to keep that. So what's this? Muslim archers. Get over here. Shoot them quick. Okay, it's okay, they're just using flaming shot, which sucks. And the Muslim archers can actually shoot faster than us, but we've got the high ground, so it does make a big difference. Come on, get over here. I just was noticing that they weren't shooting very well. I'm guessing that they were just getting blocked. Yeah, see, they're getting absolutely wrecked on this. There's their general. Flaming shot is
We
only
are
good if
blessed.
you want to actually break the enemy
general
unit.
is dead. We have sent the idiot to
That's
hell.
if it's close to breaking. It's totally useless at killing troops. You're better off just using regular shot. Uh-oh. Okay, well that's going on. You've now got a free run for here. Anyway, since the enemy general is dead, these guys here should break as soon as they get up here. Yeah, see, they'll break. Anyway, our crossbowmen, or Perthes crossbowmen here, should actually have better melee stats than peasants.
Our men have reached. Only half the enemy force remains. Our men have done well. The gates have fallen.
Well, they managed to take out 2 units without too much damage. Okay, all that's left are peasant archers, so we can easily just send the mailed knights to finish them off. Especially if they're going to come around this side.
Our soldiers have proved their worth today. The enemy's walls belong to us now. Excellent. Our men have taken control of the castle. The enemy...
That went really well. Considering the fortifications there, which are my least favourite to attack, they didn't have enough units to defend it properly, but still, it went well. Okay, I don't think it would be Muslim, so just occupy it. Yeah, it's not mostly Muslim. I really need to remember to check. I'm not used to checking. Okay, so we can retrain these, but finances are a bit shit. What do we end up getting? Another 4 units of Papal Guard, and we're just not making any money now. Because I mean, it's good to have these units. Okay, so Tunis is now owned by Sicily.
Your orders,
It's time to go
yes,
home.
madam.
So we'll send the Pope, who now has... he didn't really gain much chivalry.
Your orders, number 1.
Or any for that matter. Actually, stay here until those units can be retrained. But yeah, here's the problem, just not enough money. I'd say, look, we're probably going to have to disband these units here, because I can't increase the taxes anywhere else. I just can't afford them right now. Thanks for the free units and everything, but... I need to construct stuff. We can't construct anything this turn. And trade agreements and of the like will not yield us much extra cash.
Naturally, my lord.
Alright, let's move on. This guy is not particularly good, so no. Send emissary to Venice. Be rewarded with some military units. Quit with the military units. We don't need any more military. We need money right now. It's from the Council of Nobles. Shouldn't it be from the College of Cardinals? Obviously, it's not supposed to be played as the Pope, so it can be forgiven. Alright, small amount of money. There's French diplomat. We might not get another chance to speak to them, so...
What is it you would talk to us about, Signor? You enjoy holding us. We are done now.
On my way.
We'll just speak to Venice next time. Building the ship right here could be a good way for us to make a little bit more money, because it would give us a secondary sea export route. Increasing our income by about 100. It's not heaps though. Whereas that increases our population growth and our farming. So yeah, I think I'll go with the shipwright, because that'll also increase tradable goods. And that's all we can do. This is where we get to the point where we just burn through turns, because we're not at war with anyone. We're not going to start any wars. I could go start the wars with Muslims. What about a crusade? Here's the thing with that, like, not enough papal support, right? Even though we are the Pope, but we can't improve our standing with the Pope somehow. But the Pope will just call crusades every now and again, and I'll just make decisions whether or not I want to join them. Now, I definitely want to learn from my mistakes of the previous roleplay campaign. Going on the first crusade to Egypt was a huge nightmare, because for one thing, the territories down there being so far away from the capital was just not making any money. And whilst we were making a lot of money while we were on crusade, it was a nightmare for the guys left behind here to deal with, because they couldn't fight any battles manually. So I ended up having to completely overbloat my military to make sure that the French and the Milanese were kept back. So in that regard, if a crusade begins that's too far away, I'll make a judgment call, probably not to join it. This guy's not bad. But I really want to get someone with high chivalry again. It's going to help with the growth of all this. We've got access to a lot of Papal Guard here. Why is there so much? It says Papal Guard. Is it possible that when we disbanded them, it got sent to the recruitment pool?
Yes.
Don't think so. So yeah, I don't know why that happened. Anyway, I'm gonna try and free up some more funds.
Count your blessings, not your enemies, noble one.
Need more money to upgrade these to castles, and then of course to large town. But you know, this stuff here will increase money for the time being, so that's alright. And I just leave that. Save it for next time. Might just need to spend another one.
Orders.
We're not at war. We can always just raise the troops if we need them. No. That's not a big deal. Also, I forgot to do this.
An order. What is it you would discuss with me? It seems we have... Ah, there is something else you would suggest. We accept this. It would seem
So what do we get from this?
very reasonable.
2 units of Italian militia at my capital.
Yes, my lord.
Yeah, I can't really
Naturally, my lord.
justify their upkeep. And they're trash units anyway, so just get rid of them. Too bad it's an increased population. Alright. Now we can build the castle here. What are they doing?
I think you have the wrong fleet.
Yeah, upgrade that to castle, which will unlock new buildings and allow us to convert straight to large town. Okay, moving on. I mean, as long as no one attacks us, then it should be fine. You know, for the time being, while we're building up our economy. It's weird playing this way, that's for sure. Because normally by this point here, by turn 10, I'd have half of Europe. You know, that's if I wasn't doing a Blitz campaign. No, we're looking for chivalrous generals, so no. Because don't forget, we do have to pay them a wage. It's about 250 a turn. So they have to be able to make that money back for me. At this, especially considering, you know, cost. So what's Sicily doing here? If they attack, it's suicide for them. This region here would also be converted. Yeah, I want to get that over and done with, because these island settlements here, if we convert them to large town and build a port, could end up making us a lot of money.
We are no threat to your fleet, Sadiq.
Yeah, right, you're coming straight for me. But if you land here, I'll crush you. I don't really feel the need to send my diplomat anywhere else. There's no point gaining trade agreements with people that are like Russia, for example. We'll never be able to actually trade with them. And I'm sure all of my trade routes now are used up, so we'll get more trade later. What are they doing? Your reputation with the Pope will not be as high as it once was. Okay. How many turns have you got for that? 5 turns. Well, we'll throw that in there next. What's this? What the fuck? You guys stupid or something? Yes, we are very stupid. So Sicily has gotten themselves excommunicated. Not enough favor. Okay.
We would see you dead, heathen.
But yeah, if Sicily has declared war on us, then we're fully justified to go and capture their settlements because they are excommunicated.
Talk is cheap.
I don't trust this army here. I feel like I should wipe all of these guys out.
Your orders, noble one.
Yes.
Yeah, including the
We will
Moors, they'll have
engage
to go
them
as well.
honorably, my lord.
Oh, actually, with them out of the
God
way,
hath granted his faithful this victory. Your orders, noble one.
just leave behind one unit. If they besiege the settlement, I'll come back.
Yes, my lord.
So they've already turned this into a castle.
Your orders, noble one.
Silly
Yes.
buggers.
God will be with us, men. To battle.
They'll make their way over to Palermo.
Without question.
Yes.
Fine.
Yes. March.
Mercenaries,
13
none.
armies.
Okay, so what have they got here? They've just got Alberto.
We will engage them honorably, my lord.
If I had a full stack, I could easily auto-resolve that. That's fine. If we put a crossbowman up on the wall, he's not going to be able to do much. Yeah, I reckon they will besiege the settlement, but then I'll, like I said, I'll come back over there and attack them. I didn't want to start any shit with them right now. So now we can get war galleys. But as I've been saying, finances are a little bit on the low side. So let's not recruit any troops if we don't need to. I'll send my diplomat down to Sicily and give them the chance for peace. I mean, I'm going to be able to take Tunis. There's nothing going to stop me from doing that. I doubt it. Unless I send a big army over here. Doubt it. Oh yeah, we can't trade by sea now because it's been blockaded. So they're costing me a bit of money doing that. Not a big deal. Let's get that. Won't stay blockaded forever. Are you serious, Milan? It seems like being the Pope doesn't change anything. Like, they still just want to go straight for you.
My lord, the enemy lays siege. What shall we do?
Alright, losing Florence isn't that big of a deal. No. Okay, just hold off on the time being. I might actually accept that, but after we've taken Tunis. So if the flash flood happened there, maybe they got attacked. I don't know.
We will meet you there.
Can't fight the battle manually because it's not.
Naturally, my lord.
Actually, if I sent you guys over there, you might actually be able to stop them. Anyway, let's just deal with this first. It'll be easy.
With God's blessing and yours, we march to battle.
Oh yeah, if it's the Pope is there, we have to fight the battle manually. Do we? Yeah, I guess so. Only for major battles should we listen to his speeches. Not against rebels either. Alright, so just put the the crossbows up on the wall. You can come around the other side. There's no real good angle to shoot them from up the wall. You can't get up here. I don't think. You can't walk across this section here. So I can get to there, and I can't reach them from there. However, you can stand here and shoot into this. But then you need to have troops standing there. So that's what we get them to do.
The ladders are now in place. walls are no match for valor and force of arms.
We don't really need the ladders yet. They'll open the gates.
Give grace to God. We have captured the enemy's walls.
So yeah, just get these guys moving here for the time being, just walking. Don't want them to get exhausted. Doesn't matter if the crossbowmen get exhausted. Right, you go open the gates for them. And you'll get into position over here. We're not sending him into combat, he just needs to make sure that these men here have high morale. They got winded walking here, so it's like walking doesn't save their fatigue that much. Just have a bit of a rest while we get into position. Alright, let's do this.
The battle is in our favor. If we remain true and wholehearted, victory will be ours. The enemy are badly blooded.
So yeah,
they have lost
the
half
crossbowmen are
their
doing a
men.
bit of damage, but these guys are still getting a bit wrecked. And they're just completely
blessed.
outclassed by
The enemy general
bodyguard.
is dead.
Even if they are
We have
spearmen.
set the enemy flee. This is a clear victory.
But that's okay. Now this region here would actually be majority Muslim, wouldn't it?
Blessed Lord,
Just
we
check.
thank you for delivering us.
But I think we can justify
God,
occupying
praise
it.
for blessing us with victory.
They're happy. Yeah, it was actually majority Muslim. So the Moors didn't actually go ahead and attack them. Attack Cagliari. Venice might. What are they doing here? Seems like all of Italy rising up against the Pope now. Alright, now we'll accept this. I'll probably say adoption not completed. No, it did. Okay. So he'll show up here, and he's got one chivalry, so he'll look after the settlement while the Pope keeps moving.
Your orders,
Leaving
number
behind
one.
a small garrison.
Your orders, number one.
Orders.
Yep, keeping it under
Yes,
control.
my-
And helping it to grow. I think I'll keep it as a castle.
Yes.
It's more defensible.
Plotting course now, my lord.
Shit.
Yes.
Your orders, number one.
Fuck. I mean, they have a tendency
We will
not to actually
surrender
attack our
these
ships,
waters
but
easily.
that's gonna
You want us
suck.
gone? Then we will not surrender these waters.
If they sink the Pope, that's really gonna suck. So what I was thinking here, how many units do they have?
We
They've
will
just got
see you
4.
dead here.
Bring some of the Papal Guard and these guys
Orders.
up to Florence.
Yes. We shall continue at first light.
Yes, yes, Lord.
Okay, we can easily win that
Well,
order
we shall
resolve,
meet then.
but just wait. Oh shit. Have to drop the taxes a bit. Still making some money, not a lot. Okay, now over here, let's convert this to large town. Might as well. Actually, we won't really have anywhere to trade with. Just leave it be for the time being. Let's move on. So now Venice wants to declare war on us. So all 3 Italian factions have declared war on the Pope. and subsequently got themselves excommunicated.
This is not good, Lord. The enemy have laid siege upon us.
My lord, they're
Ooh,
engaging
it's
us.
not good. But we're not sunk.
Disengage! Retreat! We shall continue tomorrow, my lord.
Alright, so we're not going to Palermo just yet. We're going to go to Naples.
We would ask you to lower your swords.
You've already
and hear
attacked.
us out.
I'll give you this one last chance for a ceasefire.
No. You must
Silly
think us
buggers.
fools. This meeting was worse than fruitless. The fleet is under
shit.
attack. We must withdraw now.
Okay, looks like we're going to
Dropping
Genoa
anchor
instead.
until morning.
Whatever the case is, we need to get off the boats.
Yes.
They buggered off there, that's
Orders,
good.
Noble One.
Get back to Rome.
Of course, my lord.
Increase the taxes. So, it's like all of Italy just like fighting each other. So, looking at Sicily. No? Okay, never mind.
Your orders?
They're very lucky to be alive after all that.
Yes, my lord. Admiring the enemy, we will not surrender these waters easily.
Alright, well, we'll besiege Genoa, and I don't expect this ship here to
Buckle,
survive.
my lad. Your orders, Noble One. God will be with us, men. To battle!
And
We
yeah,
have
we're gonna need
questions.
some extra
We shall
troops. We
begin the
have a
siege.
lack of melee
Besieging forces
infantry.
reporting, my lord. Your orders, Noble One.
Got plenty of crossbowmen, so that's okay. That's all we can afford right now. Unless I cancel some recruitment. So I don't expect Cagliari to last at all. But we'll just have to take it back another time. Could cancel that for more troops, but I just don't think
Your
I need
orders,
them.
Noble One. We will engage them honorably, my lord. Besieging forces reporting, my lord.
Still got 3 turns to do that. Alright, moving on. Now we are playing on the hardest difficulty, so it's almost like there's no point even offering them a peace treaty because they won't accept it, not unless they're totally losing the war. And even then they
My
might not.
lord, they're engaging us.
I mean, we could have disbanded the unit to prevent a defeat. It's a good thing the Pope got off that ship. Fucking hell. Playing this way makes it so much more difficult. If I had just like gone straight for Sicily right off the bat, I could have conquered all of Italy by now. It's all good. Or you know, if I accepted every general and then spammed units and just crushed everyone, that's fine.
Your orders, Noble One.
Playing for fun, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so we got 2 generals in here. It's easy enough. Which ones? So we got the faction heir and the family member. Where is?
An order?
So they don't know why they didn't make the attack. Actually, why don't we go to them and be like, hey, do you want a trade agreement? See if they'll back off. Give me some money. They're considered bankrupt, so they might not accept this.
A well-considered offer. Something further for me
No.
to hear then? I see little my people need in your offer, Sadiq.
I'm not giving you any money.
A shame, but your course. You bring words with meaning. Farewell.
On my way.
Thanks for the extra 1,000, bitch.
Today's journey.
We're gonna need some more troops over here. Alright, let's capture
Your orders,
Genoa.
Noble One. With God's blessing and yours.
So this will be a valuable city to take as well. Lots of money to come from here. Now, I also forgot to stipulate, the goal of the campaign isn't to go full map conquest, but it's to have every non-Catholic faction wiped out, and every settlement held simultaneously by a Catholic faction. Alright, so let's go on the walls. Now, individually, our spearmen here could probably beat them, but it would of course be better off
The
if we
ladders
could
are
shoot
now
them.
in place. Walls are no match for valor and force of arms.
Right, get over here. Don't need to smash up the gate. So yeah, use the mercenaries first.
Give grace to God. We have captured the enemy's walls.
So you can stand up over here. So the plan here is to lure these guys to about here, where these guys up on the walls will shoot the living shit out of them. Okay, they can shoot them from about there. Alright, put them on fire at will. Don't expect you to do any damage, just lure them over here. Are they even firing? Yeah, they're firing, they're just not doing any damage. It's all because of the angle. Okay, here they come. Good. And then from this angle here, they're just going to get annihilated.
The battle is in our favor. If we remain true and wholehearted, victory will be ours. The enemy are badly blood. Praise to our Lord. Our men have slain the enemy general. Now his men will lose heart. The enemy flees. This is a clear victory.
So, you know, we lost a few units, but nothing major. They're Catholic, but they're excommunicated. We'll release them. It wouldn't have gained much from it anyway.
A most honorable
Again, this is a
victory, my
Catholic
noble
region.
lord.
Even if they are excommunicated, the
Our
people
courage
shouldn't
has
suffer for
prevailed.
it.
These lands
So,
are yours, my
could
lord.
make some money from sacking it, but we'll occupy it. Oh, look at this. It's a draw-up opportunity. But if their doge or whatever is sitting there, it could end the faction, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. And there would just be rebel controls.
Your orders,
With
number
that guy
one.
behind.
Orders. Yes.
Send a scout up ahead to go and have a look at what they've
Yes,
got.
Lord. Closing
So
for
yeah,
battle.
it's their douche. Well, if we wipe them out, we wipe them out.
Your orders, number
So
one.
don't damn fault for declaring war on me.
Your orders, number one. It is an honor to lead these armies. We will engage them
So that'll be easy
honorably,
enough.
my lord.
So will that. Let's do this.
Be ready to give all for God and kingdom, men. To
We can't do a forced draw out because we can't execute other Catholics. If it was Muslims, yeah, we could execute them. But always ransom, maybe. I don't know. We'll see how we go. Because he's not particularly chivalrous, and these guys, they are excommunicated. Of course, every Catholic faction that we fight is excommunicated.
The enemy have brought up more men. They hope to make up in numbers what they lack in bravery.
Good. I'm glad they're not waiting for their reinforcements. Gives us a chance to shoot them. Because he's not particularly chivalrous, so what would he do in this situation? I mean, Well, just because their doge is excommunicated, these men here wouldn't be excommunicated. The hell? Why did it take so long to start shooting? Oh no, they got him.
Only it is unwise. The enemy general has no honor. He flees the field of battle and abandons his men.
Yeah, just run them down so we don't have to deal with them again. Can you stop shooting? It'd also be good to get some more chivalry for these guys.
We have captured the enemy's general.
For him,
That will teach the cowardly dog to run. Now he can rest at our leisure.
It'll also help improve our reliability rating, which probably won't count for much, but at least diplomacy will be somewhat easier. Alright, that army has been wiped out. 202 captives that will obviously be restored. However, if we kill him in battle, it might end the faction. I kind of hope it doesn't. Okay, move forward. Let's do this. Kind of want to use the Pope in battle, but it's alright. Okay, if you're gonna shoot at anyone, shoot at the General's bodyguard. At least these guys are very easily to replace.
The enemy are badly blooded. They have lost half their men. The battle is in our favor. If we remain true and wholehearted, victory will be ours.
If we capture him, then we can justify ransoming him because he's excommunicated. There he is. Get him.
Praise the Almighty! Our enemy has lost the stomach to fight. We must push our advantage.
Because there's no way he'd be able to afford the ransom.
All of Christendom will be awed by the victory we have won here.
Alright, good stuff. So, yeah, there's no way they'd be able to afford it, but we'll give him that opportunity. Because he's excommunicated, we'll ransom him.
Yes.
I'm somewhat disappointed by this, but at the same time, that's a lot of money. That'll pay for our mercenaries needed to besiege the settlement.
Blessing and yours, we march to battle. Without question, we shall begin the siege. Besieging forces reporting, my lord.
For his level of chivalry, I think that was an appropriate action. But yeah, that money is going to go a long way into developing our regions, but also, like I said, we need to replace those units that were lost and that are going to die fighting them. So I think 2 crossbows and spearmen should be sufficient.
Doc is cheap. Come face me.
There's enough money to pay for the large stone wall upgrade for Rome. Yep, sounds good. Good. And a Yakio, or a I don't fucking know. We can justify higher taxes. So let's make a bit more than I did before, but let's get the port going. Actually, you know what we really need more than money? We need defenses here. Considering the number of wars we're in. Don't expect to hold that.
You dead, heathen.
See, they're just a little bit on the expensive side. Just because we made a lot of money doesn't mean we can go just throwing it around everywhere now. Could I'll make a bit of money. That's right, our fleet's gone. Okay, and a little bit left over for next turn. Oh, hang on. Genoa. What do we need here? Italian militia should be good, free upkeep. And what else can we build here? Yeah, town hall. Alright then, moving on. Hang on, did I build siege equipment? Yep, okay, good.
God will.
No hope. Well, after we've taken Milan, we'll of course make our way over to Venice. Once we've got control of Italy, I think we should fort up the area to deter other people from attacking us in future. So they set reinforcements there for themselves. Because the thing is, if they attack Rome, we can only auto-resolve it, so we need to make sure we've got sufficient forces. Thieves Guild probably doesn't seem like something that the Pope should get. So this unit here, for example, if we can get that down low enough, that'd make for a good garrison inside of a fort, because you'd like to keep the forts nice and cheap. So it's only 1088. It's only been 8 years into the campaign, whereas normally it would be 32 years into the campaign.
Your orders, number 1.
Okay.
Your orders,
Let's do this.
number 1. With God's blessing and yours, we march to battle. We shall claim victory in God's name, men! To battle!
I reckon we're going to be able to get another episode out of Gregory here. Because he started off at 40 years old, so he'd only be 48 years old now. Alright, how are we going to do this? Okay, hang on. Let's just reorganize them. Let's get all the siege equipment, lay it out over here, and I'll make a decision from there. Okay, you'll go on the ram. Want some mercenary crossbows on ladders. And then these guys on ladders. Alright, cool. So they'll go through the front gate. You'll assist the front gate assault. These guys will go around the side and see if they can pick off, or even just get people to stand there to soften up defenses here, even if we don't actually go for it. Yeah, see? Now the defenses here are much weaker. We'll easily be able to repel it.
Our men have reached the walls with their ladders. The The battering ram is in place. It will not be long before our
Yes, man,
enemies.
just bring the ram up here just to soak up damage.
The battering ram has done its work. Now is the time for brave hearts and brave deeds.
I'm just getting shot there. The damn towers.
Give grace to God. We have captured the enemy's walls. It is unwise to praise the day before sunset, but our men... The enemy king is slain. A worthy enemy, but no less a dead.
No ransom for him this time.
We must press our advantage.
Cowards. Alright, since the enemy king is dead, the Doge, sending the cavalry in to deal with their tired and frightened forces might be a good idea. Yeah, prevent them from getting back.
Praise the saints. Our men have praised the Almighty. All of Christendom.
And that may or may not end Milan. I guess we'll find out.
Blessed Lord, we thank you for delivering.
They did. It's their own fucking fault. They got themselves excommunicated, so I ended them. Silly bastards. Okay, so we can recruit some troops here right away. Okay, let me just see if I can transfer some guys around. So it's at 25, 31 cost.
Yes.
Nah.
Orders. Yes. Orders.
Doesn't matter. Okay. So we need to make our way over to Venice now. To punish them. Where's my diplomat?
An honor.
So King Roger, we'll give him an opportunity to cease
You
fire.
expect us to be happy to see
Huh.
you?
You should pay the Pope. You're a dickhead. You declared war on us unjustly. You should pay a fine. I can't give him reconciliation though. Oh yes I can. Huh. That's interesting. So maybe we should offer reconciliation as often as possible when dealing with Catholic factions. How much of a fine should I stipulate from him? Maybe I should get regular tribute because he may not be able to pay that. So regular tribute, we'll try for 2,000 a turn for 10 turns. Let's try and make it a little bit more generous. So 2,000 a turn for 7 turns. I want it to be generous. So, yeah, 2,000 a turn for 5 turns. So it's 10,000. Alright, we'll see if that works. And we'll give him trade rights as well. That's considered generous, okay.
I see
There you
no
go.
problem here. It is agreed.
And he's been reconciled.
Until
That's
next
cool that we can still offer reconciliation despite the fact, you know, Papal States is not supposed to be playable. So yeah, we gave him an out. We did take Tunis because of it. Now, if Venice would like a peace treaty, I'd be happy to offer it to them, but we deserve that settlement back. I'm gonna need a fleet. So that's good. Well, we're in the middle of all these walls. I mean, it's good to take these settlements, but at the same time, we'll get into a shitstorm of problems if we're not careful. Alright, so... yeah, with extra tributes coming through, we're going to make more money per turn. I mean, he might just attack us straight away. In which case, we won't ask for tributes anymore. We'll offer a straight up fine. Alright, so we can increase his taxes here. Cool. Large amount of money coming through. That's good to see. We could start moving towards Venice. How many troops do they have there? Yeah, I think I will start moving over that way.
Yes. Orders. Your Majesty.
Don't forget there's troops in here being recruited.
Combining forces, my lord.
Need another diplomat. This guy here can't get around fast enough. Yeah, it'll be fine.
Your orders, noble one. Of course, my lord.
Stand on the river crossing so that if they attack us, we'll smash them. Alright, moving on. So they've gone and declared war. No. And look who it is over here. I reckon he's gonna want to declare war on me. Alright, I'll give them a chance to peace. There's no office of reconciliation for them, so that might be a bit pointless. Instead, let's try map for map.
There is no way the Sultan would accept this.
No. I mean, you've already attacked anyway, so
If
just
you
don't
came
worry
to
about it.
insult us, it has worked.
Doesn't matter. Wow, jeez, look at this. Inspiration to all Christendom. After... Oh, then again, they're paying us tribute.
Noble lord. Today
No, they didn't get an opportunity. Wonder if I should give them that opportunity. Let's have a look.
Your orders, noble
Nah.
one.
Nah, controlling Venice would be good for us.
Without question, we shall begin the siege.
If any other Venetians come up this way. Plus, they took this, so fuck them. I'll tell you what, we'll come over here to them. They have to give back this region. It doesn't belong to them, it belongs to us. Or else no peace. Unless they ask for it. And after we've taken this, we have to get ourselves back down here and sail to Cagliari to retake it. Not interested in Zagreb right now.
Your orders, noble one.
No, can't afford those expenses. I mean, I can, but I don't need to. Yep, increase the taxes here a little bit. It's a tiny amount extra. It's all going to add up, especially because we're not going to have hundreds of settlements right off the bat, so we need to make these as best we possibly can. So yeah, go with that. Get trade going as much as possible through here.
Yes, man.
Is it not obvious?
We could probably
I am
sink
your
those
foe,
ships.
infidel?
I think you have the wrong fleet. Someone to see?
We should have tried to get a trade agreement with them. Oh well, moving on. Hang on. Might need some more troops here, actually. This guy's not too bad. Alright, I'll accept him. Nice. Okay, so we'll give them the option. Ceasefire, reconciliation, but you have to give back that region.
Keep suggesting things like this, and we shall leave. More damage than...
Your orders, number
Right.
one.
Then you're gonna lose
God's
Venice.
blessing and yours. We march to battle. Be ready to give all.
I think it was a pretty
and
fair
kingdom
offer.
men.
Give back the region you took, reconciliation and peace. You don't give back what is rightfully ours, well then, to hell with you.
Soldiers, on my order.
Alright, if we just go all out attack again, we're going to lose a lot of men. So we'll have to start attacking from all sides, try and get into whichever side is weakest. Actually, you get off there. Best we use up our mercenaries first if we can. Okay, so the guys over here. It's not well defended.
Our men have reached the walls with their ladders. The battering ram has done its work. Now is the time for brave hearts and brave deeds.
Should have done it the other way around. These guys should have been on the battering rams. These guys should be on the walls. Quickly get up on the wall. Come on,
Give
move
grace to
it.
God. We have captured the enemy's walls.
And you get down over here. Quick. Okay, start shooting at them now. There's no time to waste. Our guys here don't seem to be doing a very good job against these general's bodyguard. I'm gonna stop them from going up on the walls. And you're doing a terrible job as well. Fucking retards. Alright. Try and get out of there if you can. He's dead.
We are blessed.
But that's
The
not a
enemy
bad
general
start.
is dead. We have sent the idiot to hell.
Yeah, like I said, he's dead. Okay, get over here. We'll open these gates up this way. We open the gates, we can let the cavalry in, and they'll do a lot more damage than stupid spearmen that suck. Get over here and open the goddamn gate. Okay, gate's open. You get in. See if we can target those crossbow militia. Good. Okay, who's over here? Italian spear militia. If we go straight over here, they'll make a mad rush to get back. Don't know if it's necessarily a good thing. Alright, we'll do that. Get over here.
Praise the saints. Our men have taken control of the city.
These guys will Definitely want to come off the general's bodyguard. These guys won't fare well against them. Maybe I shouldn't have done this. It's too late now. Get back. They'll all be trying to make a mad rush to the town square.
Curses! Our men no longer command the city!
These guys are coming off the wall. That's the main reason why I was thinking of doing that, to get them off the wall. Yeah, just wait. These guys are having to shoot at them. Let them keep shooting. They don't seem to be doing a very good job, though. Go smash him, smash him. Need him to break. Good, that's what we're looking for.
The battle is in our favor.
Okay, that makes up for their failure.
True and wholehearted. Victory will be ours.
Okay, hold your fire. Well, that being said, I mean, they did kill the enemy general, and just that alone has made it easy for us to defeat these guys here.
The battle is in our favor. If we remain true and wholehearted, victory will be ours.
Good. Lure them over here.
It is unwise to praise the day before sunset, but our men are winning the battle and forging a worthy victory.
No, we don't want to fight them. Okay, you drop that. Get in over here. Okay, if we can lure him over here, though, that could be good. So we'll just give him a love tap. So they managed to charge into him. He didn't take the bait, though. If you get a little bit closer over here, maybe you... Okay, good, they can shoot now. And now we just slowly make our way towards the town square. They can't do anything to stop us now.
The battle is in our favor. If we remain true and wholehearted, praise the Almighty. All of Christendom will...
So apart from what happened at the beginning, that all went really well. Actually, even the stuff at the beginning went well. Okay, so we'll occupy this, and they've got a Thieves Guild here, which I don't want.
God be praised for blessing us with victory.
Good, this will be useful. Not too shabby at all. So I think the bulk of their forces were actually in Cagliari.
No noble lord.
Okay, we've just reached an hour and a half, so this is a good place to end the episode. So we're sitting on 7 regions, so we've conquered 6. I mean, we did lose 1 over here, but I think that's a valuable trade-off. It seems like diplomacy is an effective weapon against other Catholic laws. So whenever they just step out of bounds and be like, declare war, we'll give them the opportunity to be like, look, you fucked up. How about we call a truce before you do something you're really going to regret? I'll give them that option. Obviously, these guys have done something that I can't tolerate. They've taken a territory from me. Not acceptable. Even though Venice is better than this, I still want that back. Anyway, that's the end of this episode, so like and subscribe. Part 2 is next, and don't forget to visit me on Facebook. See you next time, fuckers.